Hello, Tina Tubers. Sometimes my voice is really loud, and I try to adjust it in the volume. So I try to get on here and not be so loud. There must be something, an accident or something that happened up here on 75, because I've never seen this much congestion in my life. It looks like how it looked when I was leaving for the hurricane. Yeah, it's I don't know. So, just to give you an update, I showed you how sweet Chris looked, all cozy in his chair at my house, and I set the table beautifully to just give him a treat, you know. So I said, you do want to eat at the table? And he goes, yes. Yeah, he's very tidy, never eats on the couch at his home or in his bed. I do all that. But anyway, he was very complimentary of my home. And so he sat down and, I said, do you like pork gravy on your pork and your rice before I get your plate? He goes, oh, I don't like pork. I go, oh, honey, well, that's what we have. He goes, well, you have rice? And I said, I've got rice and green beans and applesauce and hot rolls. And he said, oh my gosh, that's fine. So he sat down and we sat down together and he starts eating. And I think he was talking and eating, or something went down the wrong way. I could hear it almost. And he got, there's a word for it. I'll think of it in a minute. I just said it last night when I was talking to my coworker. Anyways, he started like coughing and then he would throw up. You know, he's trying to throw up in a napkin. And because he has COPD, and this might be TMI for anybody, so just tune out for a few seconds. But he's so full of congestion and mucus that it was just nothing but phlegm. And he was scared. I could tell it was coming out of his nose. And I said, so I ran and got toilet paper towels, and I had the trash can right by him. I go, honey, throw it up. Don't be afraid. And then he'd stop and he'd go, I'm so embarrassed. I go, don't be embarrassed. My mother would have that happen where she would try to choke it up, and it was, it made her throw up. And it's embarrassing and it's scary. But do you know that went on for maybe 7 to 8 times? He would sit there and relax and it would happen again. So he kept saying, he's so sorry. I said, please don't worry. And he said, this has never happened to me before. Then he said, I have to get to the bathroom. So I had to help him get to the bathroom. He goes, I don't want to do this in your house. I said, please don't worry. He said, do you have a fan in here? And I said, are you hot? Well, he was worried about the smell. So bless his heart. So he had it all over his clothes, and he is a Trumper. So I was going to give him a sweatshirt that was a signature of Donald Trump. But I didn't even get to show it to him, because finally when he got comfortable enough, he he felt good enough that he could get in the car. So I had a big bucket with us in case. And he said, do you mind giving me a shower and changing my clothes again? I said, absolutely not. So anyways, it was a long day. I got his TV working in the bedroom, and he thinks I'm like, I don't know, a miracle worker. All it was the cable came back on, and I figured it out. Now, I could not get it to work in the living room. I knew something was different. I thought maybe it was okay, but I think I have to unplug it to reboost it. And I didn't know where the cables were. I didn't want to crawl around in the back of the TV. It was getting dark, so I said, and he was just so happy to have it. He laid down in bed, and he was all clean. And the only thing is his phone lines are still, his landlines are still dead. And that's all he's got. Wait a minute, he's got a cell phone. I gotta check on all that. He's got a cell phone, and I don't know if, I'll see. I'm gonna check into all that. But what worries me is to leave him without any way of contacting 911 or one of us. It just is very scary. So I will see how that goes. But today, my mission is to get his TV working and see about those phones. And if they're not, if the landlines aren't working, then I'm going to check into that cell phone he used to have sitting there. I don't know whose it is. I don't know if it's, I don't know. But I'll find out. And I don't know, I'm sure there's an accident ahead because we are so slow to go here. And I hate it if I'm going to be late for him. But I was there, how many hours? I went in at 10 o'clock and I left at 7. So 9 hours, it was a long day. Oh my God, couldn't wait to get home. So I will touch base with y'all later and give you an update as to how he is and if I get successful with the TV. God, you know, somebody at that age. Now that's why I took my mother in the car 14 hours, didn't know it was going to be 14 hours, but 7 hours to Atlanta, because I could not imagine her being able to take the strain of no electricity, no coffee. I think she'd be very confused and upset, and no Steve Harvey. Oh my God. And when you have one of these storms, you don't know who's going to get hit, where you're going to get hit. And if you really get hit hard, you could be out of electricity for weeks, like they're going to be in Fort Myers. So, anyway, I know you're sick of hearing about this crap, but that's my life right now. And I'll talk to you later. Bye. Well, what greeted me when I walked in is why I titled this vlog Schitt's Creek. I'll leave the rest to your imagination. All joking aside, I got him in the shower, cleaned him up, and put him to bed. He was much better the next day and so appreciative. This is what comes with the job. I am humbled by all of it. As I always say, I am doing Jesus' work for him. I'm going to close the video for today. Remember, be good to yourself, be good to others, and God will bless your efforts. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.